Hello and welcome to Valuechain News. I am Naomi Oleribe. First, the headlines. Afrexim Bank, Apple sign MOU for creation of a multi-billion-dollar energy bank. MAN makes case for local production of quality gas cylinders. Airlines groan as aviation fuel scarcity bites harder. And now, the news in detail. The African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with the African Petroleum Producers Organization (APO) for the creation of a multi-billion-dollar energy bank to scale up private sector investment in African oil and gas projects. The bank will provide critical financing for new and existing oil and gas projects as well as energy developments across the entire value chain, following international oil company divestment and the shift in global investment trends. The bank comes at a particularly critical time for Africa's energy sector. The MOU was signed by Mr. Rene Awambank, Director and Global Head Client Relation, Afrexim Bank, and Dr. Omar Farouk, Secretary General of Apple. Despite calls by the developed world against fossil fuels due to climate change, Africa remains bogged down by the crisis of energy poverty. Over 600 million lack access to electricity and 900 million lack access to clean cooking solutions, leading to stakeholders calling for the rapid expansion of the oil and gas sector. The Afrexim Apple MOU aims to alleviate these challenges to ensure the provision of capital for Africa's oil and gas projects. President, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria (MAN), Engineer Mansour Ahmed, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to give Standard Organization of Nigeria (SON) the mandate to oversee manufacturing of quality LPG gas cylinders in the country. This, he said, would ensure the delivery of the expected 10 million cooking gas cylinders set to be procured by the federal government for 12 states. Ahmed, who spoke when the executives of MAN visited the villa, called on the federal government to support the manufacturing sector. MAN is full of expectation that the government will continue to make manufacturing a centerpiece of its economic agenda and the enabler for upscaling national output, employment, and wealth creation. This is because of its very strong and productive linkages with agriculture, petrochemical, and solid mineral beneficiation, he said. Domestic carriers have warned of impending disruptions in flights due to scarcity of aviation fuel. The umbrella body of local carriers, Airline Operators of Nigeria (AON), said the current aviation fuel scarcity will trigger disruptions to scheduled travels, resulting in rescheduling, delays, and cancellations. Spokesman for AON, Chief Obiora Okonkwo, in a statement, said the scarcity would impact negatively on seamless conduct of air transport operations. He said the association and its members were working very hard in alliance with product marketers, government, and relevant stakeholders to ensure availability and proper pricing of aviation fuel. While pleading for the understanding of the public, the operators promised to do all that is necessary and within their powers to restore normal flight schedules as soon as possible. Botswana is considering building a $2.5 billion plant to convert coal to liquid fuels as the diamond-rich southern African country looks to reduce reliance on imported fuel, a state oil company official revealed on Monday. The landlocked country currently imports all of its liquid fuels, roughly 21,000 barrels a day, through South Africa, often leading to shortages when its southern neighbors experiences logistical challenges. The coal to liquids plant, which will operate under a public-private partnership model will produce 12,000 barrels of diesel and gasoline a day with a planned lifespan of 30 years. It has been approved for procurement primarily for the local market, a senior manager responsible for new ventures, Gamu Mpofu, said. French oil company Engie will now pay Gazprom for Russian gas in euros, and officials said on Tuesday. We are paying in euros, and so we are not getting exposed to foreign exchange risks, Engie chief executive Catherine McGregor disclosed. Recall that in March this year, Russia's President Vladimir Putin said Russia would seek payment in rubles for gas sold to unfriendly countries. This was in response to European nations and the United States' heavy sanctions on Russia since Moscow sent troops into Ukraine on February 14th. Nigeria's core inflation rate soared to a 5-year record high in April 2022 as the index rose by 14.18% year-on-year in the review month from 13.91% recorded in the previous month. This is according to information contained in the Consumer Price Index by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS). According to NPS, Nigeria's core inflation quickened by 0.26 points month-on-month in April 2022, largely due to significant increases in the prices of gas, liquid fuel, clothing materials, repair and hire of clothing, amongst other clothing accessories. A cursory glance at the historical data showed that Nigeria's core index has risen by over 70% in the past 5 years, with an average monthly increase of 11.5% to date. To put core inflation in context, it is a component of the Consumer Price Index, which excludes the prices of volatile agricultural produce. Before we end the news, here's a recap of our headlines. Afri-Exim Bank, Apple, signed MOU for the creation of a multi-billion-dollar energy bank. MAN makes case for local production of quality gas cylinders. Airlines groan as aviation fuel scarcity bites harder. And that's the news. I am Naomi Oleribe. Good evening.